This week I wanted to make a spinner ring for my boyfriend's birthday. I tried to make the silver sheet by myself, but then decided to use a pre-made one. Like that it's way easier, way cleaner, if you don't mess up the sewing like I did, which luckily can be corrected. The self-made sheet turned out way too thin and too fragile, and didn't meet the needs as the request was to make a sturdy big ring. This kind of jewelry was something completely new to me, as it is way chunkier as the previous rings and pendants I made. You will see me struggling quite a lot during this video. My photographer hands are just not used to thick silver yet. Also, I guess I have to update some of my equipment. It takes ages to heat up a chunky ring like that with my small burner. After I annihilate everything, I try to make the transition as seamless as possible by making both ends even. The goal is to leave no gap in between the ends, so there is not much solder needed. And I had a hard time aligning everything, as you can see clearly. It took me quite some time making it seamless, but I was happy with it eventually. For soldering, I was using multiple plummets to connect the ends together. After soldering, I'm bringing back the ring shape and make sure to hammer both ways, because otherwise the ring will be bigger on one end than on the other. Then I'm melting some leftover silver, included the first ring base I made. With this silver I'm making two small rings, which I'm going to solder onto the big one. Like that the middle part, which will be spinning, doesn't fall off. So I'm making sure that the small rings are a tiny bit bigger, but also they snug as tight as possibly around the base ring. For the middle part I looked up some tutorials and decided to braid some silver wire, as I never done that before and I like to try out new things. I followed the tutorial for the first steps and did the rest of the pattern by myself. I guess my wires were a little too thick because it was quite hard to braid and my fingers were not having it. After an annoying and very long time soldering every wire together as seamless as possible, I realized that the ring became way too big, which made me want to quit altogether for a few minutes, to be honest. So I had to make it smaller. For me, to cut the ring was the most logical choice in this case, as the wires were already soldered together and will stick together even when I cut the ring. After I removed some material on both ends, I soldered everything together again and also soldered the two small rings on the big one. At this stage, the ring feels rusty and not smooth at all. As I don't have the pickle pot and chemicals, I gave the ring a good scrub with a hard metal brush and some soap water, which worked out perfectly. I cleaned it up and polished everything with some equipment. And voila, my first spinner ring. I hope you liked the video, maybe even brought you some value. Merci and ciao.